What up, what up? We out here putting in the work. 4 miles complete. It's windy, but we still got it done. No matter what, you know you got to get back up. Appreciate you for stopping by. I'm your host, the one and only Stock Sniper, here with the 25th episode of the Walk Down Marathon Training. 1 week in the books. Actually, 2 weeks in the books, but we're only saying 1 week. 5 days in the books. Tomorrow will be a stretching day and a walking day. Sunday is an off day. Of course, headed to the Final Four tomorrow, so be prepared for that. We're going live from the Final Four. We're going live from the fan experience. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I'm a fan of basketball. I'm a fan of football. I'm a football fan. I'm a basketball fan, right? I'm a MMA fan, right? I'm a fan of the things that I grew up learning and doing. See, over here we do. We don't just talk. We really do it. We don't just talk. That's what I'm a fan of. I ain't no fan of none of these dudes on these YouTube streets. Let's get that straight, right? None of them, right? I'm a fan of my grandfather who gave me the game about investing. I'm the fan of my great-grandfather who passed things down to his grandkids and kids so we can keep it going. That's what I'm a fan of. Hey, how you doing, Miss Traveling Gypsy? I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of basketball. I'm a fan of football. I'm a fan of MMA. I'm a fan of taekwondo. I'm a fan of the stock market. Yes, I'm a fan of the stock market. Anything positive, I'm a fan of. Anything negative, I ain't got nothing to do with it. That's on you. It ain't on me, right? So what's up, man? I just completed my 4 miles, and I'm just now starting my 1.5 miles. I'm just out here by the house, right? I just came outside and took off running. That's all I did. I just came outside and took off running. Appreciate you, Traveling Gypsy Teresa, for coming in and rocking with me. I just came outside and just started running. I didn't have time to go to that park that I usually go to, right? Because I really didn't have the energy, right? And I knew that I really didn't want to go to that park. So some say, bro, just take off running from the house. Just take out running. And that's exactly what I did. I ran my 4 miles. I'm on my walk down right now as I walk back to the house. Yes, nice area. Y'all see the area of the park that I used to be at, but now I'm right by the house. That's right. I just took off running from my front door. That's all I did. It's easy, guys. It ain't all that complicated. You don't have to go to no fancy gym. You don't have to go to no fancy park like I usually go to. All you gotta do is take off running right in front of where you stay. Just walk out the door and go. Cause guess what? I really don't think I would have really ran because I wasn't feeling it, right? And guess like I say, it's mind over matter. I control my mind. I control my heart. I control my body. Whatever my body say, whatever I tell my body to do, that's exactly what it's gonna do. That's exactly what it's gonna do. So we out here just rocking and rolling, and I feel good. Cause see, one thing I've noticed, taking from the G, once you don't want to do something, man, I don't feel like doing my homework. I don't want to go to work. I know I gotta cook, I don't want to cook. I know I gotta wash clothes, I don't want to wash clothes. Once that negative thoughts come inside your mind, guys, you know what you gotta do? You gotta empty out the negativity. And whatever your mind is trying to tell you what not to do, you gotta get out and do it. That's what I did. I was like, oh man, I don't want to make a drive. I don't feel like it. Even though I love that park, today, I really wasn't feeling going to the park. I was kind of feeling myself, you know what I'm saying, to be honest with you. And the negativity kind of creeped in a little bit. But like I always say, once you get a negativity, guess what you do? You got to be mature about the situation. You got to be mature and say, mine, I got control of this. We supposed to go out and do whatever it is you need to do that's positive. the best feeling in the world is when your mind try to get you not to do something that you're supposed to do, and then you go out and do it anyway. It's the best feeling in the world. The best 4 miles I ran in months. I said it. This was the best 4 miles I ran in months. Why, Stock Sniper? Why, Stock Sniper, is this the best 4 miles you ran in months? Because I didn't want to do it, bro. My mind was telling me, nah, don't go to that park, don't go. So I countered it and I said, you know what? Since you don't want me to go to the park, we finna take off running straight from the house. And guess what I did? I walked out my door and I just took off running. Wherever it led me to, that's where it led me to. I cut on my runner's timer and I took off running. Yes, I did. I completed the 4 miles, and now I'm on the walk down that I do every single day, Monday through Friday, except Saturdays and Sundays. Yes, we're training for a marathon. We're training for the marathon. That's right. That's what I'm doing. So I got to put the work in, man. So the good news is I already run. That's the good news. Because see, you gotta. What my grandfather told me is you gotta stay ready to keep from getting ready. That's what my grandfather told me. You have to stay ready to keep from getting ready. That's why I'm always ready. That's why, yes, I'm marathon training day 5, but guess what? I've been training all along. That's the cheat code, guys. The cheat code is you gotta stay ready to keep from getting ready. That's the cheat code. On whatever it is in life, you gotta already be prepared for what's about to happen. You gotta put some eggs in a different basket, right? That say, okay, I'm gonna put this away, I'm gonna be prepared just in case something come up. And guess what came up on my table? A marathon. Cause guess what? You always talk about life is a marathon and not a sprint. So guess what? I'm running a real marathon for real, guys. Woo, it's windy out here. It's windy. And I still ran the 4 miles. I still did it. Man, it's windy. But I did it. I put the work in. Now I'm headed back. Now I'm headed back to the house. Yeah, I am. That's all I did, guys. I just walked out my door, and then I just took off running. That's all Stock Sniper did. I just took off running. I said, mine, you don't control me. I control me. And that's what I did. It was mine. It was matter over the mind. And I took off running. And thank God for giving me the power to break through, because I did. Yep, last day. It just was just so funny that today is the last day of road work training. And my mind was trying to tell me, don't go. And that's what I do to myself, guys. Whenever my mind try to get me to do something negative, or do something, or not do something that I know I'm supposed to do, I challenge myself. That's how you train your mind. That's how you train your mind, guys. That's how you do it. If my mind says, oh man, I don't want to get up and do this, I'll automatically jump up and go do whatever it is that I know I'm supposed to do. And thank God for giving me the strength to move on. See, once you have that type of mentality, guys, once you have that type of mentality, hello, Natalie. Once you have that type of mentality, you don't have time. Trust me. Once you work on what you need to be working on, you don't have time for no drama, man. You don't have time for no childish grown-ups, right? You don't have time for childish grown-ups, man. That's one thing I can't stand. Is somebody over 40 years old, over 35 years old, acting like a teenager. That irks me, bro. And there's so many people in this world today. They 40 and they my age. They 40 and 50 years old, and they think they 17. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to tell you today, you need to grow up. You need to grow up. Because what's about to get ready to hit America, you ain't gonna know what hit you. By the time it happened, you gonna be so discombobulated, you ain't gonna know what's gonna happen. And guess what? That government ain't gonna save you next time. It sure ain't. So, empty out the negativity. Stop being messy. Stop being full of gossip. Stop being childish, right? Stop speaking on somebody that's really making moves and ain't about messy gossip. I'm really making moves, man. Stop speaking on people that's out of your league, that ain't in that lane. Stop speaking on people that's not in that lane, bro. Stop it, because all it's doing is making you look like a lame. That's it. That's it. Take it from the OG. All that's doing is making you look lame, making you look sad. That's all it's doing. See, what we need to do is stop using messy gossip and negativity and calling it entertainment. I can't say that enough. Messy gossip is not entertainment. It's just messy gossip. That's all it is. Mess and gossip cause drama. It causes confusion. It brings negativity into your life. Not just into your life, but into your family's life too. Into your household. And then you wondering why shit ain't going right. You wonder why shit ain't going right with you. Come on, man. We gotta grow up, bro. Stop acting like kids. Stop acting like teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Because you ain't getting nowhere. You think you are because you're green. What green, sniper? That means you slow. That's another word for being slow. Green. It's a sad thing, man. But guess what? There's hope. You know why it's hope? You can change your mind. You can say, you know what? I'm gonna listen to what the OG say, and I'm gonna stop being negative. I'm gonna stop gossiping. I'm gonna stop being childish. I'm gonna grow up a little bit. Why? Because I got kids that's watching. I got kids just watching what's going on. That's why. All these people being negative and gossiping on the internet, bro. Man, y'all got kids, man. Don't y'all realize that y'all kids are watching this stuff? And how can you expect your kid to respect you and you acting like you a kid yourself? I said it. Come on, man. It just make me shake my head, man. And I pray that y'all come up out of that. I pray that y'all come up out of that, bro. Be messy and gossip with the people that's being messy, that's with that. Cause you look lame trying to be messy. You look lame. You look lame when you are gossiping and being messy with people that's not in that lane. To me, you just look lame. And it's funny. And it's a turn off, bro. You will not attract the people you need to attract if you steady pushing out negativity. Because people are watching. Even though it might not seem like people are watching, but people are watching, bro. People are watching. You never know what encounters or what people you might be meeting or whoever might be watching you. And might be cut your blessings because you're on the internet being childish. You 40 years old and you acting childish. That don't make no sense, bro. It don't. It don't make no sense. Of course, you know, the powers that be, they train your mind. Because guess what? All you worried about is likes and subscribers and views. That's all you worried about. The more they got you trained, they got you like a puppet. The more you argue and be messy and gossip, the algorithm is going to promote that. Why? Because the powers that be want y'all arguing and being messy and gossiping and talking about one another and not worried about what's really going on. And what's really going on is the downfall of America. I'm here to tell right now. Gotta grow up, man. You gotta grow up. You gotta grow up. Nobody's getting younger. Everybody's getting older. It's a shame, bro. Don't let this internet brainwash you. Because at the same time it's brainwashing you, it's brainwashing your kids too. It's brainwashing your kids too. When you're on the internet, you're supposed to put something out positive, bro. Something that somebody can learn from. Something your kids can watch. And be like, wow. And your grandkids can watch and learn from it. Your downline can't learn from you if you are always being childish. If you are always acting like you're 11 or 12 years old. 11 and 12-year-olds, bro, argue, talk about each other, put each other down. That's what teenagers do. People that are 11 or 12 years old, bro. Real men don't do that. The only people that do that is young kids and women. That's it. Men don't argue back and forth, bro. Men don't put other men down. Men don't do that. Men take care of their family. Men go out and go make a earn. Men do what they need to do to set their family up. Men are worrying about that. Helping other kids, helping other people. That's what men do. That's what men do. Take care of their household. Turn nothing into something. Pass down to their kids and grandkids. That's what men do. Dr. Noka, absolutely correct. That's right. Appreciate y'all for joining me on this walk down. The one and only Stock Sniper. God put this on my mind and on my heart today. Somebody need to hear this. If you 35, if you 40, if you over 30, if you 45, if you my age 50, bro, stop gossiping on this internet. Stop it. All it's doing is corrupting your mind and your heart. It's corrupting your mind and your heart. That's all it's doing. And your kids watching. You putting all that negative energy in your household, in your surrounding circle. That's what you're doing if you are participating in that. Don't worry about, see, they want you to think about the likes, the subscribers, right? That's the powers that be way to do what? Control your mind. I control my mind. I just gave you an analogy 15 minutes ago. My mind was trying to tell me, don't put the work in as far as my marathon training. I control what I do. I control what I say. I control what happens in my life through God's grace. I control it. And guess what? If something happened, I know that I was in control at all times. The thing is, always worrying about mess and gossip and being childish and you're 30 and 40 years old, you know what that does? You're not prepared if something happened. Not at all. I don't care if it's physically, mentally, financially, or something happened to somebody in your family. You ain't prepared. And in nine times out of 10, people like that don't care anyway. They don't care about what happened to their kids, bro. I said it. They don't care about what happened to their kids. I care about what happened to my grandkids and my downline. I ain't got, that's my concern. That's what I worry about. That's what my mind and my heart is at. My mind ain't at no mess and no gossip and being childish, bro. It's not. Yes, men should be talking about building on the internet. The internet is a tool. Not talking about going back and forth and arguing. That's just a waste of time. Building and and try to put positive things and try to help other people. Not tear nobody down, bro. It's sad, man. It's sad. It don't do nothing but make them look childish. It's already enough that people do it in real life. I see it all the time. Whenever you go outside, and especially in the hood, you go outside, somebody arguing, everybody come look. Everybody want to see who arguing. Everybody want to see who fighting. Everybody worry about mess and gossip. It don't make no sense, man. As I make it around this corner right here of the walk down. But the little it is, majority of them people that do that, 8 out of 10 of them ain't got nothing going on. And the 2 of them, right, they got their shit together already, so they ain't doing nothing but just having a good time. But 8 out of 10 of the people that's doing that ain't got nothing going on. Only 2 out of the 2 out of the 10 probably got something going on. Cause it's some people that put in the work, do what they gotta do, right? Take care of everybody need to take care of. They financially set, they financially free, but they just act like that, which is a character flaw. Which is a character flaw. You know what I'm saying? Something ain't right mentally. You got a mental problem, bro. If you're attracted to mess and gossip, if you're childish, because that's childish, you got a mental problem, bro. And you got to work on your mental. That's all it is. Listen to the OG. You got to work on your mental health. You got to realize, man, this ain't cool. All I'm doing is bringing negativity and confusion into my life. And another thing, 9 times out of 10, that's what your kids gonna be. For real. And probably 7 out of 10 of them don't even take care of their kids. 7 out of 10 of them barely even see their kids. You too busy worrying about mess and gossip instead of being a father or a mother. People that are fathers and mothers that really in their kids' lives, they don't have time for mess and gossip. They don't, bro. They don't have time for mess and gossip, and they don't have time to be childish. They don't. Why? Because they're too busy providing for their family. They too busy teaching their kids. They too busy living life the way it's supposed to be lived. Straight up. Yeah, doctor. Female traits. Female traits. That's exactly what that is. But the good news is, as you can tell, if you don't get nothing up out of this, what I'm talking about, you can change, brothers and sisters. All you gotta do is change your mind. Ain't nothing more powerful than to change mind. There's nothing more powerful than to change mind. Once you change your mind, then the things that you attract will be different. The things that you attract will be different. Listen to the OG. Ain't nothing more powerful than a changed mind. Once you say, I'm not going to give in to this negativity. I don't like the way I act. I don't like the way I treat other people. I want something better for my kids. I don't want my kids to look at me and say, and look at you like they can't. They won't listen to what you got to say. That's why they're not listening to you. That's why that woman ain't listening to you, or that man, because they see that you acting like a kid. Kids are very smart. Man, it is really windy out here. Kids are really, really smart. If they see they parents doing all kind of childish things, that'll make them act out. It'll make them act out, and they won't respect you or listen to nothing you gotta say. Sad, man. It's just sad to me, bro, to see that. To see what was happening in real life is really on the internet too. But the internet is worse because the powers that be, and most of them, they excited about likes, subscribers, and views because that's what the internet promotes. They promote the mess and the gossip. That's what they promote. To keep you not worried about or not paying attention to what's going on in real life. It keeps you from paying attention to your kids. It keeps you from not paying attention to what your kids doing in school. It teach you how not to pay attention to what your kids doing. That's what it do. So you gotta change your mind, man. You gotta grow up. You have to do a little growing up. The mind is a powerful tool. Yes, doctor. I think where I'm at right now, it might be losing signal here and there. That's what I'm thinking. But that's the thing. That's what it is. And we gotta overcome that, bro. We gotta overcome that. We gotta overcome it. But also we gotta understand is that this internet is not a movie. It's not TV. It's not. They done turned it into real life. Like the Terminator, your favorite movies, Rocky, and all these movies. We know that those are actors. On the internet, they really act like that in real life. They do. And that's how the powers that be want it. They don't want you like being an actor, like in a movie. They want you to act like that in real life. That's the cheat code. And guess what? It's working. It's working. Because you know what they're going to do? They're going to reward you for the mess and the gossip. Now, all they care about is likes, views. That's all they care about. They care about likes and views and subscribers more than they care about their financial situation. They care about likes, views, and subscribers more than they care about their financial situation and their kids' situation. That's the truth. It's written all on the chalkboard. It's written all over the chalkboard. But it's like I say, the good news is you can change. And the first thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to eliminate a whole lot of things off the internet. Maybe you need to put the internet down and take a walk, right? And clear your mind, think, and put a plan in place. Put a plan in place and realize I need to change my situation. Because a bad thing, bro, is to be my age, 50 years old, and acting like you 12. That's sad, bro. And what's so sad is to see a group of men or women that's 50 but act like they 12. That's so sad. All I can do is just shake my head, man. 50 years old and still trying to fight. 50 years old and still trying to fight. 50 years old and still hanging on that block, that crate that you were sitting on when you were 15. That's a sad situation to be stuck. See, people talk about being in prison a lot, but what's worse than prison is being financially stuck. Not financially stuck, mentally stuck in the head. You know, the mind in prison, at least you can use your mind, right? But in real life, a closed mind, you 50 and you act like you 12, or you 40 and you act like you 12. If you 35 and you act like you 12, that's worse than a life sentence, bro. Unless you change your mind, which is very, very difficult to do in 2025. With this age of the internet, it's hard. Because a lot of people are addicted to clout. They're addicted to views. They're addicted to likes. They're addicted to subscribers. They're addicted to YouTube. And that's sad. You people change. Use your voice to try to help people change. That's why I came to this internet. That's why I came on here, bro. Not only to help the people in my community, I want to help more people, or the people that's around me. I want to help masses and masses of people on this internet. My goal is to learn as much as I can about editing, about the internet, about the algorithm. That's my goal. And to use this and everything I've learned up to my 50 years old from what I've seen in life and what my grandfather has gave me the blueprint. I'm gonna pass that out to the masses. That's the goal of this channel. And I encourage you to start a YouTube channel and do the same. We need more people bringing positive things out to the world. That's what we need, bro. We need to get as much people as we can to wake people up to what's going on in America and the rest of the world. That's what we got to do. And we got to inspire them to teach others. Even though, I'm sitting there saying, it's got 50 and 40-year-olds, guys my age, acting like they teenagers, arguing and bickering and fussing and complaining and being childish. At the same time, those guys can change, bro. All you gotta do is realize and make a decision. I can't do this no more. Just like I used to smoke Black and Miles. I made a decision. I can't do this no more. I can't smoke Black and Miles no more. Why? Because I couldn't run around the block. It was killing my health. And guess what I did? I changed my mind. And I threw them Black and Miles down. And I've been on my journey ever since. And that was 15 years ago. So, if I could change, bro, anybody can change. If I could change, anybody can change, man. That's what I'm saying. But you gotta realize that whatever you putting on the internet or whatever you doing in real life, not just the internet, whatever you doing that's negative, your kids are watching. The people who you want to listen to you is watching you. They watching you. And guess what? If it don't add up, they ain't gonna listen to you. They gonna do the direct opposite. And guess what? The real thing that you ain't gonna want them listening to somebody else. Then you're gonna be upset when your kids are listening to another man or another woman before they listen to you. When all you gotta do is look in the mirror and see if your attitude and your productivity, is it allowing you, is what you put in the perception of yourself, is it really putting you out to be a mentor that somebody will want to listen to? You never know who might be watching you on this internet. Just told my wife we should be able to run a mile straight. Yeah, or even walk. Or even walk. See, the thing that I love about exercising, particularly walking, like I'm walking right now, what it does is that it helps your mental health. I gotta go back this way, I can't go that way. It helps your mental health. It helps you think about what you need to do better. How can I be a better parent? How can I be a better son or a daughter? Right? How can I be a better worker if you're working? How can I be a better boss if you run your own company or you own a business? It helps you think about what you need to change in life. And it also helps with patience. It also helps with your patience. Let me see what time it is. Okay, 2:18. It also helps with your patience. Listen to the OG. Like in the beginning, you know, you have some people have a mind, well, I don't want to do it. But you got to defeat the negative thoughts of your mind, bro. Just like this morning, I did not want to go to the park where I usually run at, right? I didn't want to go. So I felt that feeling. And when I felt that feeling, that energy of not wanting to do it, I just took off running from my house. I just opened up my door and I put on my running gear and I just took off running. That's why I'm in a different area right now. Tom Bass Park. I walk those parks. Tom Bass Park. That's why I just took off running. I just took off running. And I did my run. Now I'm walking. So you have to find a way to complete the goal in the simplest way. But you can't let the negative thoughts overcome the positive things that you're supposed to do. If you know you're supposed to go to work at 8:30, you got to go to work. You got to be there. And your mind say, oh, shoot, I don't want to go to work. When your mind tell you that, and you say that in your mind, you got to automatically jump up and go. Automatically. It helps because, and then what I do, when I have negative thoughts, I actually punish myself. Like, I didn't want to get up and go run. I didn't want to go to the park. And I just jumped off and took off running from my front door. Guess what? I punished myself by running longer, walking longer. It's complicated. You got to tell it to your mind, and it gets into your subconscious mind over time. That way, when something go down, mentally, you're prepared. You know, your energy is going to shock, and you're going to do whatever it is you're supposed to do. You got to practice it. That's the thing about working on your mental health. You have to practice, right? You have to practice, and you have to retrain your mind. And it takes time. And it takes time. Right, that's that dark side. That's exactly what it is, doctor. And then you just got to overcome it and keep pushing and keep going. You got to keep pushing and you got to keep going. In like 37 minutes. So I think I've walked about a mile now. So I turned around because I could go the other way, but I'd have been walking down the street. So I done turned around now and I'm actually walking back home. That's all I did, just took off running, put my timer on, you know, and put my runner's app on and just took off running until I met my time and my mileage. Then I stopped and now I'm about to walk back home. I walked up, now I'm turning around, now I'm about to get ready to walk back home. That's what I'm doing right now. For the second training session of the day, I got another training session to do. But tomorrow I will be at the Final Four. So I got to hit the road tomorrow. I'm on my road to the Final Four. That's where I'm going. The road stops in San Antonio. Go Cougs. We're looking for the University of Houston Cougars to beat Duke tomorrow night. So matter of fact, I'm going live when I leave. It's gonna be a road trip. I'm gonna go live the whole ride to San Antonio. Boy, the wind is blowing today. So yeah, I hope whoever watches this video is getting something out of the video, man. And if somebody needs to hear, share the video to them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need somebody to talk to you, like what I just said. Sometimes we need somebody to talk to us, just like I was just talking, to get through people's thick skull. They gotta understand, man, that all that negative stuff, it dilutes, it really it hurts you in the inside. And you got kids looking at you, and it hurts them too. So you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? And don't think that they ain't watching what you're doing, because they are. And pay attention to what you let your kids listen to. That's more important than anything, because the internet is promoting mess, gossip, arguing, fighting, talking about one another. The internet is promoting that. Pay attention to what your kids listen to, because you know what it'll do? It'll corrupt their mind, and they'll think that's normal. It's not normal. It's not normal for grown men to be arguing and carrying on. That's not normal. And it's not entertainment. It's not. Entertainment is basketball, football, watching a movie. Right? That's entertainment. Mess and gossip and being entertained by mess and gossip, and that's not entertainment. That just means you messy and you messy and you love gossip. It's just mess and gossip. That's all it is. Always carrying up mess. I can't stand people that do that, bro. Always in the mess, always gossiping, always talking about somebody, entertained by somebody downing somebody. I can't stand that in real life, bro. I can't stand it. All they want to do is be messy and gossip and talk about somebody. Crazy. That's what I'm saying. That's why this America, bro, but specifically a certain community, right? It's more of that going on in the black community than any other community, bro. And that's a shame. And nobody gonna admit it, or nobody gonna own up to it, and not at all. In a certain generation, right, they think it's okay, because that's how their mind been trained by the powers that be. The powers that be to train them to be entertained by mess and gossip. It's a shame, bro. It's a shame. It's all over the place. Mess, gossip. Two men arguing with each other. Two women arguing with each other. And it doesn't accomplish anything. It don't accomplish nothing. But a bunch of, yes, it do accomplish something, a bunch of hatred amongst one another. Which is dumb. And then what they not comprehending to is that their kids are watching and listening and feeding off of that energy. That's what they don't understand. Cause a lot of people got a closed mind, bro. And a closed mind don't get fed. That's what my grandpa told me. A closed mind don't get fed. Do you want to eat or do you want to starve? It's up to you. In other words, either you're going to listen and understand and grow as a person, or you're going to be stuck in the same position, or even worse. Or even worse. I'm just out here chilling, walking, having a good time. Taking a stroll through the neighborhood. That's all I'm doing. I'm glad I ain't gotta drive back from that park, because I'm right at home. I'm right at home. Out here chilling, getting ready to go to the Final Four. I just left the Super Bowl. Now I'm headed to the Final Four. That's what I'm a fan of. I'm a football fan. I'm a basketball fan. That's who I'm a fan of. And another thing, just because somebody watch you on the internet, that don't mean they're your fan. That don't mean that at all. Maybe they just rock with you. Maybe they just rock with what you're doing. Maybe they're using you as a case study, right? Just because somebody watch you on the internet, that don't mean that you some celebrity and they're your fan. It don't mean that. That's just somebody that watch you. That's all that means. Somebody checking out what you got going on. They might be using you as a case study to teach their kids and their grandkids what not to be. Ever thought about that? You might be being used as a tool. Look, grandson, look, granddaughter, look, son, look, daughter. This is what I'm showing y'all. You don't ever want to be like this. Do you ever see your daddy acting like this? Do you ever see your grandpa acting like this? Do you ever see your mama acting like this? Do you ever see your grandma acting like this? No, sir. No, ma'am. Yeah, you don't want to act like that. That's what I call an idiot. So be careful of what you call the people that watch you on this internet. You could be used as a case study of what not to be at 40 and 35 years old. Be careful. Which, that's how you turn a negative into a positive. I hope you caught that. I hope that didn't go above your head. I hope you understand how to turn a negative into, you see how I just turned that negative into a positive? So that's how you got to be hands-on with your kids and your grandkids. You know, you got to use this internet as a tool. And sometimes we got to use these idiots that's being messy, starting gossip, you know, being childish. Sometimes we got to use them. Not sometimes, all the time. We got to use them as a case study of what not to be. So if you homeschooling, I'm about to go to work on your garden. Oh, that's great. That's great, man. You got a garden, that's lovely. See that right there? Work that right, gardening is great for your mental health. You gardening and you doing what you're supposed to do in your garden. You ain't worrying about mess and gossip. It's actually a great tool to release, a great thing to do. That works on your mental health as well. Doing something positive. Growing food, flowers, whatever the case may be. If you're growing your own food, you're ahead of the game, which is great. That's what I like, bro. That's what I like there. See, that's another thing, guys. If you're on YouTube, bro, and not just on YouTube, but in real life, you attract the type of person you are. That's the type of people you attract. That's why really no trolls come in my chat room. Really no trolls be in this chat, bro. Why? Because I'm not on here with mess. I'm not on here with gossip. I'm not on here acting childish. I'm on here acting my age. So I attract like-minded people. When you hold yourself to some type of level of a standard and you carry yourself like that, you attract exactly who you are. Of course, every now and then, you know, it's gonna be some, you know, it's life. Every now and then some negativity gonna come around, but you gotta understand, you gotta use it as a case study, teachable moment, and move on. But majority of the time, 8 times out of 10, you know I like numbers over here. 8 times out of 10, you're gonna attract what you are trying to be in life. In relationships, in relationships. So you gotta use this internet as a tool. If you homeschooling, back to what I was saying, if you homeschooling your kids, you have to have a case study class where you show your kids on what not to be. And you got to show your kids how ridiculous being an idiot really looks like. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You have food, oh, that's great. You have to show your kids. You have to show your kids what an idiot looks like. You got to show that to them at an early age. A 35 or 40-year-old acting childish is a sad situation. And they should be used as a case study to show these kids on what not to be. So you got to use them as a tool, but not long. That might be 2 times out of the week, because you don't want them to focus on that. You don't want them to focus on that long. That's what you don't want. You don't want them focusing on that. But you got to put that in there. You got to show your kids what to be and what not to be. More of what not to be. And you got to let them know when they go out in the real world, especially in